So today I'm going to teach you how to connect the front end with back end. Okay. So this is the Visual Studio, the front end. Okay, I have page with employee ID, employee name, and I have a SQL server and I create a table with employee ID and employee name. So I will give the values here. I click insert button. So the values what I inserted here, I want to display in the backend table. Okay, so before moving to that one, I just wanted to show you the architecture. Okay, so this is the architecture. So this is the developer system. We have server, we have three databases. Okay, so developer system means this page, the Visual Studio, where I have the Visual Studio. This is the developer system. Okay, now I'm connecting with SQL Server. Okay, so here the SQL Server is a local SQL Server. This one. Okay, this is my SQL Server, and inside the SQL Server I have database one, two, three. Okay, here database one, two, three. Okay, so why we need three databases? Because I'm developing three projects for three different clients. Okay, so each client I'll be giving a database. Okay, so you got to know what is developer system, server name, and database. So when you want to connect with the server, you need four details. The first, the name of the server, which server you're going to connect, and database name. So we have three databases. So which database you are going to connect, and the user ID and password to connect the database. Okay, so you need four details, that is server name, database name, user ID, and password. So now the question is, where should I write this user ID, password, and all? Okay, for example, if my database has some banking related things. Okay, so it's not safe to give my user ID password as a public or anyone can see it. I need to hide it. Okay, so normally some students, some people, what they do a mistake. So they will go to middleware, and in the middleware they'll be writing the consent string. Okay, they'll give user ID, password, everything in the middleware. So the people who can access this page can see the server name and password. I don't want like that. So what I will do is I'll go to Solution Explorer. There's something called web config file itself. In this web.config file, I will be giving the user ID, password, and all, and I will be connecting it. I will teach you how to do it. Okay. So this is a page one. So instead of writing the code in the middleware, so what I'm doing is instead of writing here, I'll go to web.config file. Here I'll create a connection string. Okay, connection string. Now I need to give a name for a connection string. Angular bracket, click add, space, name, dbcon. Okay, so I have given a name for the connection string. Then after the double quotes, give a space, the first one, connection string, select it. And this is the place where I want to give the server name, database, user ID, password. Okay, so how to give is click tools on the top, tools, connect database. Okay, so it will ask you, do you want to go with SQL Server or do you want to do Oracle or MS Access like that? Okay, so I'm using SQL Server. Okay, that's the reason I need to select Microsoft SQL Server. Click OK. Now it will ask you what is the name of the server. Okay, so how to get the name of the server is click File, Connect Object Explorer. Okay, I'm using local SQL Express. Just copy it and paste it. Okay, so here I'm not using my user ID and password since this is my local server. I don't give user ID password. Okay, so if you have the user ID password, you need to give it. Okay, since I don't have user ID password, I just go with Windows authentication. Okay, now which is your database? Okay, I have three databases here now. So which is your database? So I'm using database one. Okay, so give the SQL server database name. I don't give user ID password. Okay, click the test, the down one, test connection. Yeah, so connection has succeeded. Now click advanced, this button. Okay, advanced button. So you will get the path. So this is the path. Okay, just to copy, Control C, cancel it, and paste it here. Okay, should be inside the double quotes. Okay, so in the web.config file, I created a connection string and I have given the server name, user ID, password, database, everything there. Okay, now what you need to do is you have to go to right click, go to properties. Okay, so in this properties, what happened is like, see, I'm using Express Edition. So Express Edition is for the practicing purpose, normally the for learning purpose. Okay, so that feature is not there, that password. Okay, so if you're going for the paid version of Visual Studio, like Ultimate or Premium or Professional editions, okay. So when you click properties, you'll be getting something like this. Okay, I'll show you. Yeah. So you have paid version. When you click properties, you will have this page, okay, where you can click something called permission is there. Okay, so you can give permission, okay, like the people can read it, okay, people can edit it, like that. Okay, so the admin will decide which user can view the content, like user ID, password, and all. Okay, so anyway, so listen, in the web.config file I have write the code, and this name dbcon I'll be giving for developers. Okay, so being a developer, you can see the name DB code and you don't know what is inside it. Okay, what is the user ID, password? You cannot see it. So you understand the logic, right? Fine. Now let's see how to connect with the backend. So double click on insert button. Okay, so yeah, so dbcon has server name, user ID, password, everything. So I am storing into a string. So I'm creating a string here. Give the name as a str connection. Okay, now I need a control called configuration manager. So that control configuration manager is not loaded. Why it is not loaded? Listen, the Visual Studio has thousands of controls. By default, nothing is loaded. Okay, so when you want to write, you need to load by using the namespace. Okay, so this one, the header file, this is a namespace. Okay, so you have to write a namespace that is using system dot configuration. When you write this namespace, now what happens? Now the configuration manager will be loaded. So now you can see here. Okay, so how to get configuration manager is click the shift button and type cm. Okay, now everything starting with C and M will be displayed here. Okay, so select configuration manager dot connection strings with the square bracket extension connection string. This one you had to by heart it. Okay, the connection string square bracket with extension connection string, and inside this double quotes, I'm sorry, inside the square bracket, put a double quotes and give this name dbcon. Okay, so the dbcon has the server name, user ID, password, everything is been stored into string strco. So that's the meaning of this line. Okay, now go to front end. Okay, double click on insert. So I need to call strcon inside this button. Okay, for that I need a control called SQL connection. Okay, again, SQL connection you will not see here because I need a namespace for that. So it will be using system dot data dot SQL client. So when you write this namespace SQL connection, now it is good. Okay, so give a name con is equal to new SQL connection with strco. So what's the meaning of this line is, listen, what is strco? Strco having the values of dbcon. So this strco I'm calling inside the button. Okay, that's the meaning of this line. Okay, now I want to write insert query, right? So for that I need to create SQL command. cmd is equal to new SQL command. Open the bracket, close the bracket, semicolon, double quotes, comma, con. So this is the syntax. Okay, and inside this double quotes I need to write the insert query. Okay, so go to uh, the SQL Server. Okay. So now what you have to do here is listen. First, I need to select. I need to tell that I am using database one. Okay, I have three databases. So select this code, click execute. Okay, or you can select it from here. Okay, which database you're using, you can select it from here. Okay, so I'm using database one. Select it. Now select this code. Let's create table code is there. Okay, select this code, execute it. So yeah, it's already existing here. Okay, so when you select start from emp info, you can see that we have a table here with no values. Okay, yeah. So I'm writing insert code here. Insert into dbo dot emp info. Okay, emp id comma emp name values. This is the syntax for writing the insert in the value. Okay, so I'll just give like 100 Sam. I'll give select the code, execute it. Okay, now select star from emp info, execute it. So that value is inserted. So this query is correct. Okay, so I'm going to select this code and I'm writing inside insert button. Okay, so now what happened is I cannot give 100 and Sam here, because if I give 100 and Sam, each and every time I click insert button, the 100 and Sam will be inserted. Okay, so what I need to give is I need to give the name of the text box. Okay, this is txt underscore id and this txt underscore name. Okay, so double quotes plus plus. Okay, so the single quote and single quote is by default, that syntax it is there. Okay, I need to give a double quotes and again plus plus and name of the text box. Okay, txt id. So if I give some name like sid, so that sid will be given for emp id. Okay, and again here, so I need to give emp name. So yeah, single quote by default it is there. So I give in double quotes. I'll give plus plus and name txt name dot txt. Okay, so why to give dot txt? So suppose if you go for interview and they're asking that why can't you give like this? Okay, so the thing is that I don't want text box, right? I want the value inside the text box. If I give SID or if I give RAM, that name I need. So that's the reason I don't want a text box. I need the text inside the text box. So that's the reason I'm giving .txt. Okay, this part is done. So listen, I'll explain one more time. So you see, I have created a web.config file. In the web.config file, I have created something. Then I'm creating a string, giving SQL consent. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. Okay, listen very carefully. See this line. So I have insert query. Okay, so it will take text box ID value, text box name value, then it will go to CON. So now question is, what is CON? It moves this line. Okay, from this line it goes to CON. Okay, so CON is getting value from str connection. So what happened? This insert query, it travels to CON, till again navigate to CON, it goes to strcon, again it goes to strcon, it goes to dbcon. And what is dbcon? It is the constant string name, and it get the server name, database name, user ID, password. So like this insert query is traveling and it's go to the SQL server and it will execute it and values will be displayed. That's the meaning of this line. Okay, not yet completed. So you tell me what is DDL and DML, data definition language and data manipulation language. See, when you're writing a code and that code is going to manipulate something, see, we are going to insert, we are updating, we are deleting. This is called manipulating. If you're writing a manipulating something, you have to tell this command is execute non-query. Okay. See, for example, if you're writing a code like select or count how many columns are there. Okay. So you're not going to change anything. That is not a data definition language. Okay. But here I'm using insert query. So insert query is a data manipulation language. So I need to tell execute non-query. Okay. So now I need to connect this code with CON. Okay. So what I need to do is connection dot open. Okay. This must be inside the connection dot close. It's done. Okay, now let's see whether it's working or not. Okay, go to page, right click, view in browser. Okay, okay, so this is the table. So when I click execute, 100 and Sam is there. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to insert some different values. Okay, so its page is loading now. Okay, this page one.aspx. Yes. So sure, 100 and Sam is there. So I just give like 101 and some name. I click insert. So that 101 and that name is inserted here. Okay.